All right, so the Cyclones wrestled in the Harold Nichols Cyclone Open today. It was an all-day event. A lot of Cyclones out there wrestling hard. They had two champions. They had four guys in the championship round. What did you see out of them, Brian?
I saw Leland Witherspoon kind of take action. Coach was talking about how he needed to improve his ability, and I think he really showed it tonight. Leland took charge. With the coach was telling him that he needed to step up his game, especially against Midland and Mozey State on Thursday, where he didn't wrestle to his potential. But he came out and he started becoming. He became the 174 champion for Harold Nichols, and I think it shows, and I think it'll help his confidence going into Iowa in a couple Sundays.
Going to have to really stay in tune for 7 minutes. I think he you could probably say for maybe 4.5 minutes he might have competed the way he has to compete or needs to compete to be his best, and he's going to have to give a full 7 minutes on Sunday when Iowa comes to town, and so he I think he learned from that, and he can improve upon that, and obviously it's a process.
Leland was definitely impressive, but for me, I got to give it to Earl Hall. 133-pounder. He was all over the mat. He was super quick all day. He never let up. He dominated all of his matches. Championship was probably a little bit closer than he wanted it to be, but I mean, you can't take anything away from Earl Hall from this match. He went out there and dominated all day long.
That last match, I kind of sensed that he was tired, so I was just like, that's when I started to move more, get him out of his game. Guys just want to slow me down, even the guys that are as fast as me. So, I mean, I'm looking to dominate, and he's looking to slow it down. But as long as I dominate for 7 minutes, I'll be fine.
He's done a great job in his training. He's done a great job as far as competing and winning. I think his confidence is really high, and he's competing to win matches, if not dominate matches. So I'm happy with the way Earl competed all day long in the mental, the mental game that he's bringing to the mat each and every time out so far this year. It's been very, very strong. So look for that to continue, and look for that to even get better, because again, he's going to be challenged at an even higher level on Sunday as well.
Tanner Weatherman was one of the guys who got to the championship round. He lost in the championship. He made a mental error at the end. It was tied 6-6. The other guy had riding time, so he let him go, and he had him down. He could have won the match. He could have got into overtime, but he just let the guy go, made a big mental error, lost him the match. What did you see out of Tanner today? How did he look to you?
I mean, he dominated the first couple matches. The first few rounds, he was winning, I think, 20-6, and high numbers like that. Got some points on the board. But yeah, towards the end, I think just with his weight class, I mean, he changed from 174 to 165. I mean, it's a big difference for a wrestler, and I think he got a little fatigued, and I think it'll help him a little bit. Being a runner-up, I think it'll give him some confidence going into Iowa, but definitely needs to step up his game, and I think Coach Jackson said that too.
Yeah, the weight is definitely something for him. With 165, those guys move a little bit quicker. He was 174 last year, so he's still getting used to the new weight. He's still used to having to keep the weight off.
The most difficult part is getting down there. No, it's just a little different pace, I think. Especially for myself at 65, I feel like I can push the pace a little more. I feel like I'm a little bigger at the weight class, a little stronger than I was at 74 for sure. That's probably the biggest thing for me.
And then Keon Smith at heavyweight. He was impressive all day, but then in the championship, he made another mental error like Tanner did, and he got the guy on his back. Like, Keon was on his back. He got his guy on his own back, and I don't know what was going on in his mind, but he ended up getting pinned.
Keon just getting just that uncharacteristic position or technique that he never does. He tries to roll an ankle at heavyweight, taking his own self to his back. Just a little confusing on why he'd make that decision.
I mean, honestly, he showed that he was dominant. He showed that he was the heavyweight person for Iowa State. Joe Scanlon did a great job today.
Yep.
Lost in the semifinals, lost in the going into the third place match, went into the fifth place match. But I mean, Keon is, he's dominant in any way, and I think he'll stay the starter for Iowa State. going into Iowa and going into the season. But it is nice to have Joe behind him that he could possibly step in if needed.
Yeah, and then Iowa State had 3 wrestlers who usually not wrestle. Nate Boston at 125. He didn't wrestle due to an illness, according to Coach Jackson. And then Gabe Moreno is still recovering from an off-season shoulder surgery, and he said it was a little bit tight today, so he wasn't going. And then Duke Egley didn't wrestle today, and apparently he was having back spasms. So
he had back spasms in the 2 matches on Thursday night against Boise State and Midland. They took him out for those matches as well, just as a precautionary measure.
Yeah, all these guys should be back for Iowa, which is in 2 weeks from now.
Sunday, November 25th, 9th. Starts at 2 o'clock. Be at Hilton and cheer your Cyclones on.
For Brian Mozey, I'm Ben Visser. This has been the ISD Reversal.